Welcome to Melanie's Mystery Numbers Reporting Facilities tutorial for the single user edition. Our log record is maintained for each question that is generated by a student in the learning aid. And there is also a record generated for each question for which time expired before completion. These records form the basis for generating reporting about student performance with Melanie's Mystery Numbers. Reporting is initiated from the Teacher menu by clicking on Reporting. At the top of the reporting page is the capability to specify a given student or students to be included in the reports. By checking the EXCL button, Exclude button, to the right of the drop-down, the specification is changed to exclude the records specified in the drop-down. So you can have it either way, either including the records that you've specified here or excluding them by clicking on this. The level specification here, what that does is provides for selection of only those questions in a specified level. For example, if you pick 4-digit, then the report you generate here would only look at 4-digit records. And typically, though, we're looking at all the records. So we'll click it on all. A class list may be generated. It's the first at the top of the list of possible report formats. And a class list can be generated just simply by executing the report. And you can get a list of all the students that are in your class. Another typical report is a session report. It gives you an idea how a student did in a particular session, and he did some questions today. So we click on the Today button, which you can modify there by changing the dates. Then we'll execute it, and we'll see that this person, Wayne Montgomery, did 14 questions, got 100%. So that's pretty good. And another report that we have that expands upon that is the growth report, which allows you to specify another date range, and we'll look at the month before, from the 30th of March to the 29th of April, and compare it with the ones that he did today. We'll execute that. And we actually pick up another student who did questions in that earlier period, only one for 100%, but didn't do any in the today's session. So you can see that Wayne improved from 23%, 23 questions at 91% to 14 questions at 100%. Student history report, and again we'll look at the month period here, and we'll execute that. And you can see that on the student history report, it gives you an idea of all the types of clues that were available for each of the given questions. It identifies the level, the time elapsed, and of course the student ID. Let you know which student was involved or students. And you can sort on different factors. For example, if you wanted to sort on the date, right here now the dates are all mixed up, and if you sorted by date, you'd get it first in ascending order from the lowest date. If you look here, goes up to the questions that were completed on today, and if you wanted, these things are all toggled, so if you toggle the date, it'll give you the descending sort from the latest questions down to the ones that were done most earliest in this range. Now another report we have is the best scores report. This only includes those questions that were involved in the 25 or whatever the specified number of questions are in the best scores report, and the default is 25. So basically here we have it all. If you want to, again, you can list it by level. And if you do it by level, then it starts out ascending and gives you all level 2 and shows you the ranks and who the student was as far as the best scores went. The timeouts report, what that does is basically lists the similar information but indicates what questions were unable to be answered, and again who the student was. And you'll note that within 6 minutes with at the level of 2, he only had 0 penalties, so it was a situation, it appears, in which he spent the full 6 minutes trying to figure out the answer and couldn't complete it. Whereas in this case, it looks like he tried perhaps several times and got penalties for getting the wrong answers, because he's got 330 seconds in actual penalties. At any rate, it gives you some information about what might have occurred in these timeouts. Now, if you want to print any of these reports, up here in the menu, you can simply click on the file, do the print preview, or whatever setup you may have on your workstation in order to generate a print, and then get a hard copy of any of these reports. This concludes Melanie's Mystery Numbers reporting tutorial.